Hi, Stefania. Ready for another story? Do you remember in the last episode of Uncle Wiggily's Adventures? He had built a paper house, which the alligator, with his skillery tail, had knocked down. So, that didn't put Uncle Wiggily off. He got out of that one safely, didn't he? Now, believe it or not, he's going to build a paper boat. When the morning dawned, after he had slept all night in the cellar under his paper house that the alligator, with his swooping, scalery tail, had knocked down, Uncle Wiggily awakened, brushed the dirt from his ears, and crawled out. "Why!" he exclaimed as he saw the paper house all flat on the ground like a pancake. "Nanny Goat would certainly be sorry to see this, but I suppose it can't be helped. Anyway, it's a good thing that I am not squashed as flat as that house is. Now, I'll see about my breakfast, and then I'll travel on." So, the old gentleman rabbit got his breakfast, eating almost the last piece of cherry pie, which he had left from the time when he had made some for the hedgehog, and then, taking his crutch, striped red, white, and blue like a barber pole, off he started. Well, pretty soon, in a little while, not so very long, Uncle Wiggily came to a pond of water, and looking down in it, he saw the most beautiful goldfish that you can imagine. It was a big fish, too, and the scales on it were as round as gold coins. "My!" exclaimed the rabbit. If I had that fish, I could take him to a jewelry shop and sell him. I would get so much money that my fortune would be made, and I wouldn't have to travel any further. But I guess the fish would rather stay in a pond than a jewelry shop." "Indeed I would," answered the fish, looking up, "and I am glad you are so kind as to be thoughtful of my feelings. Perhaps I may be able to help you one day." And with that, the fish dived away down under the water after calling goodbye to the rabbit. And then Uncle Wiggily hopped on, and he didn't think any more about the goldfish until some time after that. Well, as soon as the elephant had his trunk packed— wait. What is the matter with me? There's no elephant in this story. Anyhow, well, after traveling for several hours, Uncle Wiggily ate his dinner. Then he hopped on some more, and he looked all around for his fortune, but he couldn't find it. Still, he can't find his fortune. He's still looking. Then it began to get dark, and he wondered where he would stay that night. "Ugh, I might build a paper house," he said, "but if I do, the alligator might still come along and smash it, and this time he probably would catch me. I wonder what I better do." So he looked ahead, and there he saw a stream of water. It was quite a wide brook, but on the other side of it, he saw a nice little wooden house, and looked like nobody lived in it. "No, if I could only get over there, I'd be safe," said the old gentleman rabbit. I guess I'd better wade across." Well, he started to do so, but he soon found that the water was too deep for him to wade. It was over his head. "I'll have to swim across," said Uncle Wiggily. But as soon as he got ready to do that, he found himself in more trouble, for he couldn't carry his crutch and his case across with him if he swam, and he didn't like to leave them on the shore in case the alligator would get them. "Oh, I certainly am in great trouble," said the rabbit. "It's getting darker and darker, and I have no place to stay." I haven't even any paper with to make me a paper house. But if only I could get across to the wooden house, I'd be safe." And just as he spoke, there came a little puff of wind, and lo and behold, a nice piece of paper was blown right down out of a tree where it had been caught on a branch. Right at Uncle Wiggily's side it fell, that paper did. "Oh, joy!" the gentleman rabbit cried. "Here is paper to make me a house with." But when he looked more closely at it, he saw that it wasn't big enough for a house, and it wasn't the kind of paper that would keep out the rain either. "That will never do," said Uncle Wiggily sadly. "Oh, but I have an idea. I will make me a paper boat, as Billy Goat once did, and in the boat I'll sail across the stream and sleep in the little wooden house." So he folded up the paper, first like a soldier's hat, and then like a fireman's hat, and then he pulled on the two ends, and presto change! He had a paper boat. Then he took his crutch and stuck it up in the middle of a boat and put a piece of paper on the crutch, and he had a sail. Then he put the boat in the water and he got himself in. I mean, he got in the boat, not the water, with his case. "Here we go!" cried the old gentleman rabbit, and he shoved the boat out from the shore. The wind caught in the little paper sail, and away Uncle Wiggily went as fine could be. "I'll soon be on the other shore," he said, and just then he looked down and saw some water coming inside the boat. That's bad," he cried. "I'm afraid my boat is leaking." The wind blew harder, and the boat went faster, but more water came in, for you see, the paper was sort of melting and falling apart like an ice cream cone, because it wasn't waxed paper, the kind of paper that water won't hurt. It was the kind of paper that water will hurt. Anyhow, the boat began to sink, and the water came up to Uncle Wiggily's knees. And then, all of a sudden, there was a funny sound on the shore, a snipping, snooping, woofing, woofing sound, and into the water jumped the alligator with the scalery, swooping tail. "No, I've got you!" he cried, snapping his jaws at the poor old gentleman rabbit. And it really did seem as if Uncle Wiggily would get eaten up. But you can never tell what's going to happen in this world. Never indeed. All of a sudden, just as the paper boat was melting to pieces, and Uncle Wiggily was trying as best as he could to swim to the shore with his crutch and his case, and just as the alligator was going to grab him, along came the big, kind goldfish. "Jump on my back, Uncle Wiggily!" cried the fish, and the rabbit did so in the twinkling of an eye. And before the alligator could grab Uncle Wiggily, the goldfish swam to the shore, and he was safe. And the alligator got some soap in his eye from washing his face too hard and went sloshing away as mad as could be. But it served him right. And Uncle Wiggily slept safely in that wooden house all night and dreamed about finding a gold coin. And that's it for now. But next time, not this time, next time, I'll tell you about Uncle Wiggily and the mud pie. We haven't had any Uncle Wiggily stories for a little bit. So the next one is going to come very soon. So just wait for it. And if you want to, you can subscribe and push the notification button, which means that YouTube will tell you. It's ready! Uncle Wiggily's Adventures and the Mud Pie is ready for you. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss a thing. And we have what? Tongue twisters, songs, all kinds of fun stuff. Thanks for being part of the club. See you again soon. Bye for now.